Hey guys, Mr. Elliott here. Sorry I can't be with you today. I'm at a religion department meeting this afternoon. Today, you are going to have a review game where you can win extra points for your first assessment. You will not be taking your assessment today. You'll be taking that at the beginning of next week. Today is just all about seeing what you know and being as prepared as possible for that first assessment. And there will be the possibility of earning 50 extra points on your assessment. Those will, of course, be divvied up amongst the top 3 teams, with the first team getting the most, second getting the next amount, and the third team getting some as well. So, what you need to do first is you need to get with your partner that you've already been working with and that you were assigned last class. And then what I need you to do is I need you to have a last-minute prep with your partner. Get out your notes, test each other for 3 minutes, make sure you're as ready to go as possible so you can get as many points as possible. Okay, once that is over, I want you to get a whiteboard and a marker. On the whiteboard, put a box in the upper right or left-hand corner so you can keep your own score with tally marks. All right, so let's get started on your first question. Your first question is this. Think back to our religion definitions. What is religion? Well, we talked about the family resemblance definition, and you might know if something belongs to the family of religion if it has enough of a certain amount of shared characteristics that other religions have. What I want you to do is in 2 minutes only, list as many of the shared characteristics that religion have as possible. On your mark, get set, go. All right, here are your answers that you could have had, although you might have some that I don't list here. You'll have to discuss that as a class and agree upon it, that it is one that I didn't mention here, because we just had so many. Here's some definite ones. Sacred text, sacred time, like holidays, sacred places, church, mosque, etc., sacred symbols, cross, Star of David, a moral code and ethics, ethical system. You have rituals. You have a community of followers. Gosh, I know there are so many more. Discuss as a class. Give a thumbs up to the people who say something other than me. All right, once you've done that, here's how the scoring is going to work. If you have 7 or more, you get 3 points. If you have 6, you get 2 points. If you have 1, if you have 5, you get 1 point. Anything less than that, my friends, you don't get a point for this question. Okay, let's go to our next question. Our second definition of religion has everything to do with Plato's allegory and the Matrix. What I want you guys to do is fill in the blank. Here's the question. Religion gives us the ability to what? Okay. All right, the answer. I would accept 2 answers here. Religion gives us the ability to see true reality or to see the truth. You have to have that complete phrase to get it. That's just worth 1 point. So if you got it, you get 1 point. All right, here's your next question. Religions help us answer certain ultimate questions. Yes, some religions seek to answer what happens after you die, or how did the universe come into being, or what's our purpose, etc. But not all religions focus on those things. I do think there are 4 questions that every religion seeks to answer and does answer. In fact, we'll be using these questions to break down those religions like Judaism, Christianity, Buddhism, etc. later on this semester. What are the 4 ultimate questions that religions seek to answer? You do not have to put them in the correct order. Go. All right. The answer is as follows. What is the problem? What is the solution? How do you solve it, or how do you get from problem to solution? And who's done it before that I can follow as a guide or as an example? All right. If you got all of them correct, you get 2 points. If you got 3 of them correct, you get 1 point. If you got 2 or less, no points, my friends. All right. Next question. We watched a video that I think is very pertinent to our class, but it never mentioned religion. The video was about a single story. What I want you to do is I want you to define what a single story is in your own words. What I want you to do, though, is not use the word single or use the word story in your definition. You can't use the words themselves to define what the words mean. All right, you're going to have a minute or so to do this, think deeply about it. And then what I want you to do is, as a class, everyone share out loud what you had written down before listening to the answer that I give. Okay, a single story, there's multiple ways to get at this. So not everyone's going to have the exact same answer, but multiple people are probably going to get it right. A single story is whenever you take a diverse group or community of people or things and you just make them into one thing. Another way of talking about a single story is whenever you take that group of people, strip that group of any kind of diversity, and you stereotype the group, painting them as all one thing. A good example is if you start off a sentence with all Muslims, every Christian believes or does. You probably have started making a single story, because that can't be true because there is so much diversity within the group. All right. If there's any questions about whether you should get a point or not, decide as a class. I trust you guys. Okay, next question. What do I mean when I say that religions are internally diverse? Of course, this is a different question than if I said, what do I mean when I say religions are diverse? So I'll say it again for you guys. What do I mean when I say that religions are internally diverse? Okay, the question is this. Inside of one religion, there is diversity. For instance, in Christianity, there's different denominations like Episcopalian, Catholic, Orthodox, Methodist, Baptist, etc. Or there's diversity of belief. You get sprinkled for baptism in some churches, whereas there's full immersion in other churches. There's different beliefs over how to interpret the Bible from different Christians. There's differences in belief over whether something like hell is a metaphorical place or a literal place. So many differences inside of the religion. Okay, next question. And you've got 15 seconds to answer this one. What is an allegory? I will be looking for a specific answer. Go. Okay, you got to have two things here. The first thing you got to have in your definition is that it's metaphorical or is symbolic. It's got to be one of those two things, or has a deeper meaning or a hidden meaning. Something about that. I'm not sure what language you chose. The second thing, though, is that an allegory is not just a metaphor or not just a symbol. It's a story. So, put simply, it's a metaphorical story or a symbolic story. All right, you got to have both of those things. That'll be worth 1 point. Oh, the internally diverse thing too, that was worth 1 point, and the single story was worth 1 point. Sorry I didn't say that earlier. All right, let's go to the Plato's allegory. What I want you to do is I want you to tell me what are the 6 symbols in Plato's allegory of the cave. You don't have to tell me what they mean, just tell me what they are. What are the 6 symbols in Plato's allegory of the cave? Go. All right. The first symbol, of course, is the cave. Then you have the sun, the shadows, the prisoners, the escapee, and then the reaction, the prisoner's reaction to the escapee's return. All right, don't erase your boards, because you'll want to now tell me what do those things symbolize in our reality. So I'm not talking about what do they symbolize in the Matrix, what do they just symbolize in general for our world and for humanity right now. Go. Okay, the answer. The cave represents a number of things, and I'll accept any of these. It could represent ignorance. It could represent a flawed perspective. It could represent bias. Anything that kind of blinds you from the truth. All right, number 2, the sun represents the truth or true reality. Shadows are lies or false reality. The prisoners, Plato believes that we're all prisoners, all of us, everybody. And he believes that we're all ignorant to a certain extent. So you could just say ignorant people, but that's me and you. There's no judgment there. And then we have the escapee, the enlightened one, someone who has seen the truth and understands the truth. Next, we have the reaction. I'm looking for something specific here. A lot of you said probably disbelief or anger or fear or rage. It is all those things, and I will accept that. So here's how the points are going to work for this. If you got 6 correct, you get 3 points, all 6 of them. If you got 5 or 4 correct, you get 2 points, and if you got 3 correct, you get 1 point. Anything less than that, no points. All right, I do want to add on to that, though. Here's a different question. For the reaction, there's a specific word that I want because it represents all those things we just mentioned earlier. The reaction to the escapee's return actually symbolizes a word that encompasses fear, doubt, disbelief, anger, aggression, violence. It encompasses all those things. If you can get that word, you get 2 points. Go. All right, the answer to this question is hostility. The reaction represents hostility to the truth. All right, let's go to the matrix, my friends. The 6 symbols in Plato's allegory. How do those symbols match on to the matrix, the part that we watched? What is the cave in the matrix? What's the sun in the matrix? Fill it out for all 6 of them. Go. All right, here's your answer. The cave is the matrix. And the matrix is the year 1999. Everything looks normal. The world is as it should be, or as we know it, rather. Second, what are the prisoners? Well, I would accept multiple answers here. One is you could say pod people. Everyone who's trapped in those pods, those are the prisoners. But the one that we get to know intimately at the beginning of the story is Neo. He's someone who is trapped in the cave initially. Of course, he doesn't stay there, but he is at the beginning of the part that we watched, a prisoner. The escapee, I would say everyone who has gotten out of the pods, but the one that we know well is Morpheus. Okay, let's talk about the sun. The sun is the true reality. And what is the true reality? Well, the true reality is that it's the year 2199, and it's controlled by AI. The world has been completely destroyed, and the sun has been blocked out, and humans are abused as a resource for AI. They're batteries, basically. So I'll accept that. But the other thing I accept that I really love is that the sun could very well be the red pill. It's the thing that enables you to see the outside world, to see the truth. Just like the sun enables the escapee in Plato's allegory to see everything outside the cave. All right, let's go to the shadows. This is a really hard one. The shadows represent this. The shadows represent everything inside the matrix. That's not true. So I'm talking about those buildings. Those buildings don't exist. I'm talking about that hair on Neo's head. That doesn't exist. Him walking around, he ain't walking around. He's in the pod. Or his job, the trees. I mean, all those are just part of that computer-generated dream world. So it's all the stuff, all the furniture inside of the matrix. Those are the shadows. All right, and last but not least, the reaction. The reaction is, it's right after Morpheus shows him everything. They're in this white room, and he holds up a battery and he says, humans are basically just this. And Neo basically says, I don't believe it. So disbelief is one. He literally says, I don't believe it. And he starts panicking and freaking out. And then he gets out of the chair, his head comes off the thing, and then his body violently reacts against this new information, and he vomits. So if you said anything about him vomiting or saying, I don't believe, him rejecting the truth, I'll accept that. All right. You can discuss amongst yourselves if there's some discrepancy in questions. Remember, I'll be back at the end of class to clarify some things. If you get all 6 correct, that's 3 points. If you got 4 or 5 correct, that's 2 points. If you got 3 correct, that's 1 point. Anything less than that, no points. All right, let's go to the next one. Tell me, what is a modern day cave that you, your peers, or society lives in? What I need you to do is don't just give me one example. Try to give me 3. All right. What I want you to do with this one, though, is you'll share this out to everyone, but I'll come back to class and I want to save that one for the end, and I'll tell you who gets points for that one. Come up with 3 modern day caves that you, your peers, or society might be trapped in. All right, keep that on your whiteboard somewhere. All right, the next one is a hard one. The next one you got to really think deeply about because we haven't talked about it. You got to use your brain, you got to apply some stuff. Here's what I want you to do. Let's take Christianity as a case study. I know we're not all Christians in here, but we've been exposed to Christianity, and there's probably more common knowledge about Christianity than any other religion in this class. What I want you to do is I want you to try to map the 6 symbols onto Christianity. What is the cave in Christianity? Who are the prisoners in Christianity? Who is the escapee in Christianity? What are the shadows in Christianity? Write those down and also keep those until I come back at the end of class. Okay. And now here's one other one. Maybe do this on the back of the whiteboard because you got stuff that you're keeping on the other side. Plato doesn't just teach or tell this story to entertain us. He teaches this story in order for us to learn something, for us to glean something from it, for us to be changed by it. In fact, if you'll remember, the whole story is written as a dialogue between him and a student. My question for you is this. What are 3 takeaways, 3 lessons, 3 truths that Plato's allegory of the cave teaches us about our world, about humanity, about the truth, and how we come to know the truth? 3 things. Remember, you can keep them simple, and I'll also give you a clue. I put something on the board. I projected it on the board. These truths that an upper school class that I had a long time ago created about Plato's allegory, and you had to write down 2 of those things in your notes to look for in the matrix. So if you can remember those would be 2 examples. But otherwise, just think to yourself, what does this story teach us about humans? All right, you have some time to do that as well. Okay. That's all the time that I have for you guys today. I will see you soon at the end of class. You are welcome to at this point in time, play 1 game or actually 2 games of Silent Ball. And then after that, you can have a study hall. I'll see you soon. Everyone, please thank Mr. Shetterly for being there. He was a former student. He's amazing. I'm so happy that he's here today. See you guys soon. Bye.